What's up guys, Craig Yeats here, and I'm back with another video. Today we're talking about communication. Why is communication important? Well, in the business world, sales is vitally important. And sales is not only important in the business world, it's important in all aspects of life. And when it comes to sales, you have to know how to communicate and communicate correctly with your customers and clients. So when it comes to communication, what is important? Well, very good salespeople find it very easy to get into rapport with their customer or clients. Why do you want to get into rapport with your customer or clients? Well, people buy from people that they know, like, and trust. So as a salesperson, you have to first and foremost get your customer or client to know you. You've got to get them to like you, and you've got to get them to trust you. And then the chances of them buying from you goes up. So how do you get them to like you and trust you? You need to build your rapport with your clients. So dealing in sales, dealing in business, communication is vitally important to learn and master. So we're going to look at communication. What is communication made up of? I've got it on the board behind me where the percentages of communication are broken up, that only 7% of all communication is actually the words that you are using. Interesting, because I deal with a lot of new salespeople, and most new salespeople want to know, what are the magical words that I need to say on the telephone or when I'm face to face with a customer or client so that I can make a sale? And the interesting thing is, 7% is that is it. It's only 7%, the words that you say, that makes up the total amount of communication. Then 38% is your tone of voice that you're using, but the crazy thing is 55% of all communication is actually body language. How you move your body, your physiology makes up 55%. Now, when it comes to sales and telesales or someone selling over a telephone, does this still have a big impact because they can't see your body language, they can't see what you're doing? The answer is yes. It is more important on the telephone because even though you can't see a person, you can feel a person and you can feel how they are presenting themselves on the other side of the phone. So we need to work on body language when it comes to building rapport with a customer or a client. So this is how communications is made up. 55% body language, 38% is tone, 7% the words that you're using. 7% is the words that you're using. Now, why is this important? I want you to remember, most of it comes down to body language. If I turn over to my next piece of paper, I'm going to talk about 3 different modalities that you might find your customer or clients in. What we find is we get customers or clients that are visual, auditory, and kinesthetic. What do I mean by that? What we find out of the general population is 65% of customers or clients are visual in nature. So what does that mean? They will talk about how they see things. They are more of a seeing type of person. They purchase based on the way they see things. We then get 30% of customers that are auditory, and auditory is how they listen and how they hear things. And finally, we get 5% of people which are kinesthetic, meaning how they feel about things. So I need you to bear in mind, when it comes to communication, we need to make sure we're using our body language, because what we want to do is we want to match and mirror the person that we are dealing with, our customer or clients. From a body language point of view, 55% of communication, we need to get into rapport with our customer. How do we do that? We need to match and mirror how they are sitting, standing, moving from a body language point of view. So maybe you've thought about this before, maybe you haven't. When you are in rapport with a person, you move in the same way that they do. So when you're sitting across the table from your customer or clients, you need to try mimic them. You need to match them. to a degree that you're not that crazy person that when they go and pick up their cup of coffee, you pick up your cup of coffee, and when they fold their arms, you fold their arms, and you do everything exactly like they do straight away. No, because you're not a crazy person. But you need to start to do similar attributes and movements to what your customer or client is doing, because we want to build into rapport with our customer with the use of body language, because that's where communication comes into, body language. What ways can we use our body language? Well, breathing is one of them. Are you breathing at the same speed and the same depth as your customer or clients? Are you moving your arms? Are they just holding their arms very firm to their side, not moving them much? And you one of these crazy people that talks and uses your hands? Now imagine you with a client and they're very slow and they don't move much and you're all over the place and you're moving a lot. They're going to think this guy's a little bit weird. So you need to get in rapport with the person that you're dealing with. However they act, you need to act in the same way. So you're building that communication with your customer so that they like you. Because people want to deal with people that they like. And people want to deal with people that they like who are similar to them. So not only do you want to sit across the table and chat about similar interests, similar hobbies, similar beliefs that the person has, because it is important, but remember it's only 7%. We need to use our body in the same way that the customer or client is using their body. How they're holding themselves, are they leaning forward, are they leaning back, where are they putting their elbows, what are they picking up? And you need to start to replicate that. Very important from a body language point of view. And what you'll find is you're going to copy them and copy them and copy them, and after a period of time you will be able to lead them, and you will move your body language and they will do the same. Why is it important? Because we want to lead a customer or client through the sales journey. We want to match them so that they like us, and then we want to lead them down our path of where we're wanting to make a sale so they can make a purchase. Body language, vital. When it comes to tone, think of it from the fact of how high is your pitch, how fast are you talking, how are you speaking. If they are someone that's a very fast talking type of person and you are very slow, it's not going to be a good match. If they're very fast,
you have to speak very fast.
If they're going to speak very slowly,
you have to speak very slowly.
So their volume, their tempo, and their pace are vitally important when it comes to tone. And that's 38% of communication. Now, we need to, on top of communication and the percentages, we need to understand that certain people are visual in nature. So what does that mean? They will buy based on the fact of what they see. Let's say that you are a car salesperson and a person walks into the dealership and they are a visual type of person. What are they going to notice during their buying process? They want to know what the car looks like. They want to see the colors. They want to see the dashboard. They want to see inside the boot. They want to see the tires. How are they going to look when they're sitting in the car? So when you talk to them, you need to talk to them knowing, this is a visual person. I need to talk to them in their modality. So I need to talk to them in a way of sight, using visual from a selling point of view and getting a rapport to them. If a person is auditory, they want to turn on the car. They want to hear the engine roar. They want to hear the tires against the cement of the floor. If it's a kinesthetic person, what do they want? They want to know, how do I feel sitting in the car? Do I feel good? Now, the good thing is only 5% of people are kinesthetic. Most people in the world are visual. So we need to maybe be more, if we're struggling to find what is the person that we are dealing with, are they visual, are they auditory, are they kinesthetic, you probably want to go with the visual outside. You probably want to position yourself that they are visually orientated until you become better at picking up clues on what modality they are. So, are they someone that you need to make sure that they feel good and they feel in a particular way when they're sitting inside of a car? Are they someone that wants to hear the car and you need to talk to them about how the car is going to sound? Or are they someone, have you seen the lines on this car? Have you seen the shapes? Have you seen what you look like in the car? Let's go to your friends and let them see you sitting behind the wheel, holding the steering wheel. Every single person, you need to deal with them at their communication level, at their modality. Very important. Over time, you can become better at this, but you need to understand, you need to, as a salesperson, as a business person, move into your customer's world. You might be a particular person. You might have a certain modality. That's not important. You need to be able to change so that you can communicate correctly and build rapport with your customer or clients, because you want to get on with them. Not only do you want to talk about the sports on the weekend or the same beliefs you have of going to a church or a mosque or a synagogue, you want to get into rapport with them from a body language point of view, with a tone of voice, with a speed of voice, and you want to talk to them according to their buying patterns of their modalities, visually, auditory, or kinesthetically. I hope you've enjoyed this. It's a nice, quick, short video on building rapport with your customer, with your clients, and hopefully it will help you get into rapport with your customer, because it's vitally important. People buy from people they know, people they like, and people they trust. If you haven't yet, please hit subscribe, please like the video, leave a comment, and we can chat later. Cheers.